Do I have your permission to record this interview? I always record my interviews so I can check, so I can look at them again later.
Yes, that's fine.
Okay, thank you so much.
That's
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I was like, I must have double booked myself.
fine. No worries.
So can you tell me what's your name?
I'm Jasmin.
You're Jasmin, okay.
Smith. Yes.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much. And where are you from, Jasmin?
From Philadelphia.
Okay.
Currently I live in Upper Darby, which is like right there near Philadelphia, about 5 minutes away.
Okay. Okay. And can you tell me your experience with newborns?
So I've actually only nannied newborns. Well, starting out as newborns into toddlerhood.
Okay.
So I have a lot of experience there. I worked in child care centers.
Okay.
I worked mostly in the infant room.
Okay.
So I've been working with infants. That's probably my favorite age group to work with.
Okay.
Infants and toddlers.
Okay. Can you tell me kind of your life story and tell me where you were born and raised and kind of your career path and how that evolved as time went on?
So I was born and raised in Philadelphia.
Okay.
I've been here my whole life.
Me too.
Yeah. I grew up in Mount Airy.
Okay.
A lot of my family still lives in the area. Currently, I'm living in Upper Darby. Like I said, it's like not too far, right outside the city. So I always knew I wanted to work with children.
Okay.
I was reading my child care reports from when I was in daycare, and it said, Jasmin spent most of her day helping the infant teachers out with the little babies.
Oh, cute.
So that's something that I've always known I wanted to do.
Yeah.
In high school, we had a program where we could work in a preschool classroom as part of our curriculum. So I did that. Then I went to college. I got my bachelor's in child development and family relations with a minor in special education.
Okay, where did you go to college?
Indiana University of Pennsylvania. It's over near Pittsburgh.
Okay.
So I got my bachelor's in 2014, and since then I've been working in child care centers, and then in the last like 5 or 6 years I've been a nanny, a full-time nanny.
Okay. And tell me about the families that you've nannied for. How, like, when did you start, and how long were you with them, and what age were the kids or child?
So my first family, I started when she was like 6 weeks old, I think.
Okay.
She was really little, and I stayed with them for a little bit over a year. They were doctors, so once they were done their fellowship, they moved away.
Okay.
So I worked with them, I want to say like 45, 50 hours a week.
Okay.
Sometimes a little more. We did a little bit of traveling for them when they moved to Ohio. So when they moving to Ohio to help them search for their house, we traveled there.
Okay.
And that was the first time that I traveled with a family.
Okay. How long were you with that family? I'm sorry. I think you
about a year and a half, a little bit over a year.
Okay. Okay.
I still keep in touch with them now.
Okay. Nice.
And then the second families that I worked for, I did a nanny share.
Okay.
And they were also doctors, so I stayed with them for a little bit over a year as well. They ended up moving away, so about another year and a half. They moved away for their jobs too.
Okay.
They were also about maybe like a month and a half, 2 months old when I started with them.
Okay.
Right before the moms went back into work.
Okay.
And I stayed with them past their first birthdays.
Okay.
And then my current family I've been with for about 2 years. It'll be almost 2 years.
Okay.
The oldest child, he was, I want to say like 15 months when I started with him. And then they had a newborn the month after I started. So I've been with him since he was like straight out.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
I've been with them for about 2 years.
Okay. Okay.
And they are not doctors.
Okay.
They're not moving, but the job is changing a little bit. Like their needs, like the oldest one, he goes to preschool a couple days a week, and the youngest child will be starting preschool in September as well.
Okay.
So the hours are going to switch. The job is changing, so now I'm looking for something a little bit different.
Okay. So a COVID-related question, and answer as much or as little as you're comfortable answering. But parents are very curious if you've had COVID. I'm sorry, is that my phone like dinging a ton?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, like sorry about that.
No problem.
And so if you've had COVID, or if you had the vaccine, or if you plan to get the vaccine, and kind of how much or how little are you quarantining or social distancing?
So I haven't really been doing much. So I've been in the house mostly, other than work,
Yeah.
and like grocery shopping,
Yeah. Yeah.
seeing my grandparents who are elderly, so I have to be careful because of them. I can't go around a lot of people because of them.
Okay.
So for the most part, I've been quarantined.
Okay.
I have not had COVID.
Okay.
I did travel with my last family back in January, so we had a bunch of COVID tests in order to travel and get back home and go on to the island that we went to.
Okay.
So I've been comfortable with testing. The vaccine I do not have yet. The vaccination process in Delaware County is like a little slow.
Okay.
So they are struggling to get the high risk category vaccinated.
Okay.
So we're waiting for that, and I do plan to get vaccinated when it's available.
Okay. Okay. Sounds good. What's your favorite job that you've ever had, and why was it your favorite?
I want to say being a nanny is probably my favorite. I feel like I should have started it sooner out of college instead of working in childcare. I did love working in childcare, but being a nanny is like a little more freedom. You're more intimate job. Get to know the families personally. It's more of a one-on-one experience versus me having 13, 14 infants and toddlers in one classroom. I have only one or two. So I get to see their development like more closely than I would if I was working in a preschool classroom.
Was there a certain family that you really loved working with, and why was that a good experience?
I would say the first family, I love all of them. I actually keep in contact with all of them. But the first family, since it's my first nanny job, they kind of like allowed me into their home and showed me what being a nanny was. And that set the tone for the other job. So I really loved them. They were just the greatest family. They were very like laid back. Like, we trust you to do whatever you want to do.
Oh, yeah.
I love them.
Okay, that's awesome. One thing this family specifically asked for is someone who brought a sense of like peace, and I'm going to silence my phone now, sorry.
No problem.
Someone who brings like a sense of peace to their home, and that was something that I wanted to look for them and help them find. And, you know, it's great when people are super like outgoing and friendly and like, I want to be engaging with the baby. But it's just something that they were like, we have really busy lives, and like, we just need like someone calming, and you do have like a very calming presence. So I think that would be a really great fit for them. What's the most challenging job that you've ever had, and why was it challenging?
So I was an assistant director at a childcare center, at multiple childcare centers, but this one particularly, it's in the city. I won't say the name. I loved all of the children. The teachers were great for the most part, but there was just a lot of drama. And that's general in childcare. Working in childcare centers, there's just a lot of like women, a lot of different personalities and hormones everywhere. And that was the most challenging. It just wasn't organized, ran in an organized manner. And the director just didn't want to do her job the best way. So I can only do so much as her assistant, but that was the most challenging.
What are some strengths of yours?
I love to come to work. I'm very dependable, very responsible. I'm really calm. Like, even if there's like chaos going around, I can remain very, very calm. I love working with children. I'm very good at it, I think. I would say so. Thinking, it's a hard question.
That's great. What's a weakness of yours, or something that you're working on in yourself, or is it like working on improving in yourself?
In myself, I would say eating better, exercising more, especially this year. The last year that we
I understand that
Probably
as well.
the main thing that I want to work on is exercising more, getting more healthy.
Yeah. Um, so your job that you have now, um, is that ending at a certain point, or the hours are just reducing, so you're looking for something else?
It's not ending.
Uh-huh.
If they could keep me, I'm pretty sure they would love to.
Okay.
Just the job is changing, and it's something that I just wanted to explore options.
Okay.
For right now to see what's out there, what I could find.
Yeah. Okay. Can I ask what do you make an hour currently?
So I'm on a flat rate. I would have to do the math.
What do you make?
So flat rate for the 2 kids for, I guess about 50 hours would be 1,400.
For 50 hours is
Yes, so
1,400
it's
a
between
week.
50 and sometimes it can go up to 55, or sometimes it could be less than 50. But
so you get paid by you just get paid 1,400 a week, and then it generally
yes,
is about 50 hours. Am I right about that?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
The hours vary. It could be more, it could be less, but it's generally about 50 hours.
Okay. Okay. What's your experience been with sleep training or helping babies to sleep?
So the infant he's a toddler now, but the baby that I work with, the second job that the current family has, he did not like to sleep at all. He was never a good sleeper.
Okay.
So getting him on a schedule was the most important thing for them.
Okay.
So just keeping things consistent for him,
Okay.
and only darkening his room when it's nap time or when it's bedtime, so that he knows, like, okay, it's dark now, it's time to go to bed.
Right.
Starting a routine for him,
Okay.
like a bedtime routine, a nap time routine, bottle, books, cuddles before bed,
Okay.
and before naps, just to get him used to being on a routine to help him
Yes.
sleep. And
Okay.
it ended up working. I would say within the last maybe 6 months, he's like perfect with it.
Okay, great.
Yeah, but it took us some time to get him
Yeah.
on a sleep schedule because he did not sleep.
Okay. Okay. So that's all my questions I have for you. You seem awesome. How many hours ideally are you looking to work?
So I would probably say no less than 40.
Okay.
I would like to bring home a certain amount. And I'm open to long hours. So
Okay.
I've always worked, since I've worked for so many doctors and so many busy families, I've worked long hours.
Okay.
But really no less than 40. I would like to bring home somewhat close to what I'm bringing home now.
Okay.
With some flexibility.
And no more than how many hours?
I don't really have a max. I would say maybe like 55 hours.
Okay.
I don't really have a max.
Okay.
So my last nanny share, they were surgeons. Both parents were surgeons. So I worked like crazy hours. So I'm okay with working long hours.
Okay. So I am a little bit new to this industry. So nanny share means what?
So nanny share, there are two families.
Uh-huh.
And you watch both of their children in one house.
Oh,
so they split the cost.
Gotcha. Okay. I understand now. Okay. I was
so it keeps the cost down for them, but keeps the pay for me where I need it to be.
Okay, I understand now. Okay. Did you take turns in like both people's houses, or you were always in one of the person's house?
For the most part, we were in one house. Every now and again, we would go to the other family's house, and they lived literally like a 5-minute walk away, so it wasn't far.
Okay.
But they lived in an apartment.
Okay.
And the people under them didn't want to hear things dropping. It was like an older person under them, so we stayed in one house for the most part. But every now and again, we would go to the other family's home.
Okay. And is that Center City?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And let me see. And you're in Upper Darby right now. How long does it take you to get to Rittenhouse Square?
Maybe 20 minutes.
Okay. Okay. Well, I think that you're great. I think that the family would love you. Do you have a few references you could share with me?
Yes.
Okay, that would be great. And you can start out by sharing just like 2 with me. That would be great.
Okay.
And if we're going to continue to proceed, then I probably would need a few more, but I could start with 2.
Okay.
And yeah, I probably would want to so I'm interviewing a ton of applicants, and then I'm going to be presenting about like 5 applicants to the family,
Okay.
and maybe less. So initially we were thinking that their hours would be so long that we would need 2 nannies and split it between the 2 nannies. But after
Mm-hmm.
talking with you and like that there are nannies willing to work just the long hours, and the
The long hours,
consistency
right?
would be good instead of having someone like a shift in the middle of the day and having a new person come in.
Yeah.
Um, so with that in mind, I probably wouldn't be presenting 5. I'd probably be like presenting like 2 or 3 at that point. So yeah, so I will be back in touch with you, but I think that you'd be a
Okay.
really good fit for this family.
Okay,
Um,
that sounds great.
yeah. So yeah, if you wouldn't mind just texting me those references, if you could tell me like their name, number, and how you know them. So,
Okay.
okay. Thank you so much, Jasmin.
Sounds
And thank you
great.
for
Thank
like pursuing me and
you.
texting me and not letting me forget about this.
No problem. No
Okay. It was
problem.
nice to meet you.
Stay safe.
And thank you, you too. Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.